In this video, I'm going to be showing you another brand new feature to Sports Photo Automation 8. And I really like this new feature. And that is during batch, it gives you the option to pop up your text replacement window. So that way you can enter the text for your image and replace the text. And it's a lot easier than finding the layers in your PSD. And it eliminates the need to use a CSV because often for smaller batches in particular, it may be more time than it's worth to create the CSV. And so having this option for it to stop and pop this window up is a really good way to still automate your composites and then just enter the information for each image as the window pops up. So in this demonstration, I'm going to be using 3 text layers that we're going to be replacing, and that is the position, the name, and the number. So when you go to start the batch, there is a button on the bottom called Pause on Finished Image. So you'll check this on. Once that is checked, you'll have a couple of additional options. And if you check this button called Replace Text Window on Pause, it will pop that window up for you to replace the text for each image. So I'm just going to demonstrate it here by running the batch. And so right now it's replacing the image. So you have to wait for each one for it to replace your player and position them. And then it's going to pop up this window. Now for easy reference, it's going to also insert the name of the player image for player 1. So if you're doing a multiplayer design, this is going to show the player 1 image. But that way, if you have a reference sheet to where you can reference the text that needs replaced for each image, it'll be on top for you to reference. And you'll also get this checkbox to auto continue batch on text replacement. If you have this on, as soon as you hit replace text, it'll replace the text, save your image, and then open the next one. If this is off, after you replace the text, it will still be paused in Photoshop for you to do any additional editing until you hit the continue button. So in this example, let me just replace the name. Just going to make something up here. And in this case, I'm going to use scale mode XM, and that will only resize if the name is longer than the space that's in the template. And then for position, let's just make them a QB. And then number, I don't know what their number is. We'll just give them 5. Oh yeah, we can see it right here, 5. All right, so I'm going to leave this checked off for now, and then hit replace text. And you can see that it replaced the text. And it tells us that it's done. And so once we get that pop-up that says we're done, we're now in Photoshop. So if we had to make any additional adjustments, for instance, we could move our text around, or the name, or the number, or we could even go in if we wanted to and say, oh, we changed our minds. They're a running back, not a quarterback. So we could go in and enter the text here. And like I say, just you can do any kind of editing you want, not just for the text, but you could actually go in and, oops, I've got this on auto select and it selected the wrong thing there, but you could go in, like I say, and do any more editing you want to the template, move your player around or whatever. And then once you're ready, you hit continue batch. And it's going to remember the text you entered last, and it's also going to remember any resizing modes you had. All right, so let's do this again here. And I think they were number 13, if I can read that correctly. I'm going to intentionally leave off the last name here. I'm going to leave this unchecked just to show you when you hit replace text, that window goes away. And there's no way to get that back while you're in batch. And the reason why is, and this is the reason why I only entered the first name, is because if you tried to rerun that again right now, and we were using, in this example, the XM scale mode, if you then enter the full text, it's going to base its sizing off this new text, and so it would squish everything too close together. When it originally opens the image and you replace the text, those scaling modes are based off of the size of the text that's in the template. So if you tried to redo that and edit something like this, it's not going to get the sizing information correctly. So if you get that wrong, you're going to have to just go in and find your layer and then correct it in the template. Now if you know that you're not going to need to do any other editing, and you're confident you can get your text entered correctly, then you can go ahead and check this button on and then enter all your text. And like I say, it's going to remember your resizing mode. In this case, as soon as you hit replace text, it's going to replace it. And as soon as it's done, it's going to open the next image. It's not going to give you any prompts or anything. It's just going to move right on. To the next image, and then you would enter in your information, hit replace text, and it's going to remember your checkboxes on. And then you can turn that checkbox off at any time if you want, if you think you're going to need to edit a particular image. So anyway, really, really cool feature. This was something that was highly requested when I asked in the group. So be sure to check that out because it can save you a lot of time for, like I say, small batches, when it would be quicker just to run the batch and enter here than filling out the CSV. Or if you just don't want the hassle of the CSV, I mean, there is no limit to the size of your batch, so you could do hundreds or thousands of images this way too if you want. It's just really up to you. It's just another option. Oh, one more thing too while I'm looking at it. This clear form, if you ever just want to start over, if you hit clear form there, it's going to clear all of your text. But then you'll have to again go and select your resizing and enter your new text. Anyway, thanks for watching. And if you're not familiar with the Sports Photo Automation plugin, please be sure to check that out on our website. That is pixnub.com.